I'm Ella Jakubowska. I work as a Policy and Campaigns Officer at European Digital Rights, and I'm one of the coordinators of the Reclaim Your Face campaign to ban biometric mass surveillance in Europe.
My name is Gregory Ingels. I'm from the European Citizen Initiative Freedom to Share. It's an initiative targeted to changing the copyright rules to allow free sharing of copyrighted material and at the same time to reimburse the authors in a fair way. So, hi.
So, my name is Sinead O'Keefe and I'm a member of the Voters Without Borders European Citizens Initiative. It doesn't make sense to me that you can move to another country and you can live in that society. I don't know, if you have children, you send your children to school there, you work there, you pay taxes, you go to the hospitals there, you take part in the community, you become part of the community, you're in a sports team there, and you can't vote. It doesn't make sense to me.
We were really drawn to the fact that the European Citizens Initiative allows us to potentially influence EU legislation. That's a massive thing, and sometimes the EU can seem kind of remote to people, and it's not always clear how the EU's work connects to people's lives. So the European Citizens Initiative, being a process that anyone can launch and that requires the signatures of 1 million people, means that it's really broad. It's a really great way of engaging people that might not realise that they actually have a chance to influence the laws that the EU creates.
There could be some alternatives rather than starting a European Citizen Initiative. One could run a protest in the streets and make a simple petition. But we saw that back in 2019, as we had organized a wave of protest in the streets protesting against the Article 13 of the new European Copyright Directive, that this protest basically not only went unheard by politicians, but actually been mocked from the top and said, like, these are Google bots and you cannot take them seriously. So we looked what is the instrument, how we can make ourselves be taken seriously. And by making European Citizen Initiative, we are addressing directly the Commission. And if we are successful, we need to be taken seriously.
Looking at the different tools of direct democracy available in the EU, we've looked at petitions and lobbying governments, lobbying the institutions, but we've seen that the ECI tool is the best tool, especially for young people, to get involved in and directly get involved in EU policymaking.
When we first started the process of getting our European Citizens Initiative registered, I think we hadn't fully appreciated the complexity of the process, because this is a legally recognised process and you have to take care in how you write your proposal and how you submit it. So my biggest takeaway really is to get as much advice early on as you possibly can. There are some really brilliant resources out there through the European Citizens Initiative Forum, and once we started taking advantage of those, it got a lot easier.
The way to register European Citizen Initiative is long, and we had very fast found a team of people across Europe from 7 different countries. That was the easiest part. The complicated part was to write the legal text that is actionable upon, so that has been accepted by the European Commission, and also to do all the administrative tasks.
With the new regulation, it was great because we didn't have to launch our ECI the second that we had been accepted by the Commission. We were able to take some time to actually build up partnerships before we launched. So we launched September 1st on 2020, and we had been accepted, our proposals had been accepted in March, so there was a really nice gap that we could build up the team and do a lot of research. And that's also where the ECI forum came in, because we did ask them, get a lot of advice from them about kind of legal grounds and how to build up our strategy.
One of the challenges that we faced when we were seeking to register our European Citizens Initiative was which treaty basis could be the legal basis for the demand that we were putting forward to the Commission. And as a group of citizen organisers, that's something that we weren't 100% comfortable with ourselves. So actually being able to turn to the European Citizens Initiative Forum and ask for their advice, their legal advice, was really, really powerful and made the difference with the things that we were not sure about. And they were able to give us some recommendations on the legal basis for our ask that led to our initiative being registered in the end.
The problem to actually register the official text to submit it to European Commission so it can be translated and everything, this was complicated. And also to have the IT set up was quite complicated task, even that we felt that we know what we're doing. But if we would do it differently this time, we would rather start with building up a support network and get more organizations on start.
Our experience with the Commission's signature collection website has been very positive. When you click onto it, you click, I think it's Support Voters Without Borders Initiative, and you can see how signature collection in each country is going, which is very good. You can see the threshold, the amount of signatures that has to be collected in that country, so the threshold we call it, and the percentage of that has been reached.
Campaigning at any time is a challenging thing, trying to mobilize people and translate, at least for us, what is quite a heavy policy message into something that helps people understand why this topic actually impacts their day-to-day life. So we've had to think quite creatively about how we can get some of our content to be picked up and to kind of go viral, so to speak, on social media. And one of the things that we found that is really, really effective is to hook what it is that we're campaigning for onto things that are happening in the news, because that is where people seem to be most interested.
You're watching this video, so you obviously have found the forum. And this is a good thing, because I took some days to find it as I was in the beginning to starting the European Citizen Initiative. And I could use some of the material in this forum much earlier.
A few people mentioned it to me at the beginning that this is a lot of work, and I think it was quite difficult for me to really understand what that meant. But you know, in practice, I think just being aware that you really need to put in the time to get a good effect with your European Citizens Initiative. So at the beginning, making sure that you've understood all of the obligations that are on you, and putting a lot of time and effort into making sure that your proposal is within the legal competence of the European Commission and seeking advice to help you on that. Making sure that you've thought about it not just from the perspective of the European Commission, but also people that are then going to sign it.
One last piece of advice that I could give. Reach out to other people who are running European Citizen Initiative at this time or have done it previously, because you can actually support each other, and you can also profit from experience and learn. And also don't be afraid, we are all in the same boat.